I would like to introduce Mr. Phan Thái Bình, and he's the director of the international marketplace, and it's not, according to his mom, it's not an easy job interview, and he got it. So very proud of him. And please welcome Mr. Phan Thái Bình.
Aloha, everybody. Thank you so much. I think I learned from those gentlemen there that the man always loses, so appreciate that education that you can pass on to the next generation. And my mom, she always calls me the director of International Marketplace, but I'm actually the facilities director there, so I take care of all the facilities there, Mommy. I don't run the place. I'm like the number 2 guy, all right? My name is Thai. And it's shortened from my Vietnamese name, which is Thái Bình Nguyen Phang. And my mom named me after a song in Vietnam, and it talks about the mother's love and how the love from a mom to a child is larger and deeper than the Pacific Ocean. So I was named after the Pacific Ocean. I was born and raised in Honolulu. I am bilingual in Vietnamese. I remember going to preschool and not knowing English, and it was a very big struggle for me. Like, for example, the word Tuesday. It sounds to me like Tuesday, like a number 2, right? And so numbers and days, it was a big mix-up, but I eventually learned English, and I'm happy to still be able to speak Vietnamese. Thank you to each of you, mainland visitors. I understand that it was a very busy weekend, and there were delayed flights, and there were also $10,000 offered to people to give up their chairs. And so I'm so glad none of you took the $10,000 and that you're here. So thank you so much for joining us. VIP guests from Honolulu, Hawaii, Mr. Randy and Lynn Johnson, thank you for being here. And our dignitary guest, Mr. Mayor Rick Blangiardi. We are here today to celebrate 25 years of VNTV. 757 episodes. Thousands of, thank you, yes. Where is my mom? She should be hearing this. Thousands of hours of editing. I did a little calculation with my sons. We took out a calculator, 757 times 2. We came up with 1,500 to 2,000 hours of editing. That's what our guess is. That's what we're guessing, but we have no idea how long Nina takes to edit all these videos and continues to put out TV programs. We are here to wish many more years of success to VNTV. VNTV, I have watched for many, many years, and it contains documentaries, interviews, music, culture, footage of memorials for our fallen American soldiers and Vietnamese soldiers. Nina spends hours thinking of her audience and how the content can be beneficial to the viewers, not only for Vietnamese viewers, she also customizes every show for English viewers too, like myself, my wife, and my 2 sons. They don't speak Vietnamese, but they watch it, and they're able to watch it because it's customized in English as well. I truly believe that Nina is my mom. I keep calling her Nina, but she's my mom. She's a master of communication. And what has that taught me? It taught me that communication is about ensuring that the person or the people have factual information to enhance their perception or for them to make decisions. So to me, I think it all boils down to love. She loves her people, and so she communicates effectively so that we can all learn something or have a better perspective of something. To the many viewers and supporters, thank you so much for contributing your time and monetary donations and your talent. Special aloha and much mahalos to the Olelo station, the camera crew, and studio crew. Some of you guys have been there from day 1. Thank you. My mom told me to keep this at 3 minutes, but I got a lot to say. To the VNTV-Ohana, the group has evolved and contains members with so much talent and dedication. 1 billion mahalos to you. My mom has taught me the appreciation for the Vietnamese culture. Thank you, Mommy, for showing us Thank you, Mom, for showing us how to love for Vietnam. I can do this, right? I can, right? Okay. Good, thank you. For the love for Vietnamese people and to love and respect each person, always. Thank you for teaching me the language. That I can speak, almost write, and read, but definitely the food. Big belly, I heard you. So truly, you've exposed me to two lives, to the Vietnamese life and to the American English life, so I appreciate that. I just want to say hello to the first Vietnamese that arrived into America. I think they're mostly known for driving taxis, doing your nails, getting your hair done, or Vietnamese food. We're known for that, right? It's like the Vietnamese came in, took those jobs, and just maximized it and became very successful. And they raised the next first generation. And that first generation has tons of people that are successful, doctors, lawyers, dentists. So truly, the Vietnamese people have adapted and really grown to a very beneficial group of people. And I believe it's also because they were exposed to the English language from the Vietnam War, and so we came over here and they spoke as much English as they could and created a business for themselves to make their other generations succeed. So we want to thank those first that came over here. Thank you. All right, that's the English portion. I got to do Vietnamese too. It's going to be hard. Thưa mấy ông bà, chú, cậu, dì, cô, mọi người và các cháu. Con tên là Thái Bình Nguyễn Phan, sinh đẻ tại Hawaii. Con 45 tuổi. Mẹ đặt tên cho con từ cái bài Lòng Mẹ. Cái bài nó có lời lòng mẹ bao lá như biển Thái Bình. I'm sorry, everybody. She's accomplished so much, and I'm just so proud of her. Thiệt tình lòng mẹ và tình thương của mẹ cho con Thái Hằng, gia đình con và mọi người rộng và sâu hơn biển Thái Bình. Cảm ơn mọi người đã ủng hộ tiền và thời giờ cho chương trình VNTV. Cảm ơn mẹ. Từ hồi nhỏ là mẹ đã dạy con và Thái Hằng tình thương cho nước và thương người Việt Nam và nể mọi người. Cho hai đứa hưởng hai cái đời, ăn đồ ăn Việt Nam và nghe nhạc Việt Nam. Cảm ơn mẹ đã giúp nhiều người. Mẹ thông dịch cho người Việt Nam và làm cái chương trình để mà mọi người Việt Nam có hội để nghe tiếng Việt Nam, coi lịch sử và nghe nhạc. Cho người Mỹ coi nữa, để người Mỹ biết nhiều điều về nước mình. Để mà con cái giữ gốc, không quên nước mẹ mình. Mommy, thank you for showing us the importance of retaining culture through music, documentaries, food. I bring up food again, I'm sorry. And language, family values, communication with love, and respect for others. And that anything a person envisions can come true with hard work and with help and support from others. Many people are a legend in their own eyes, but that's not the case with you. Everything you do has never been about fame or monetary gain. Everything you've done is for the people and the future generations. So in our eyes, you are a legend. here's to wishing you and VNTV many more years of success. If everybody can join me in raising your glasses, please. I'd like you to cheers to your neighbor as we wish VNTV a happy 25th anniversary and to continued success. Cheers.
Thank you, Mr. Phan Thái Bình. A speech that we have mixed between laughter and tears. So that's incredible. For the next guest speaker, I would like to have Nina Nhung Nguyen to introduce her.
I'm very honored to introduce my American sister Vietnamized by me, Lynn Johnson. Lynn Johnson là người bạn của tôi rất là nhiều. Quần áo của cô ta có khoảng 15 bộ đồ dài. Yeah, she loves to wear áo dài. She got a whole bunch of áo dài. I'm never tired of áo dài. Okay, her daughter is Juliet, only 12 days younger than Thái Han. So, Lynn and I were friends long time ago. Don't cry, okay?
Well, I want to talk to you about Jung. And first of all, oh my goodness. So it's an honor to be here and celebrate the 20th anniversary of Vietnamese TV. And I will not be speaking in Vietnamese afterwards. Okay, this is the only language I know. Okay. I've known Jung a long time, and before I met her, and that was over 40 years ago, I didn't know any Vietnamese people. What I learned from her has given me such admiration, both for Vietnamese culture and the Vietnamese themselves, and how well they embody the values that we think is only associated with America. Jung and her family were living next door to my mother around 1980 after having fled Vietnam at the end of the war. She and her family had first moved to Connecticut before coming to Hawaii. Now, what impressed me about Jung was her friendliness and her positive attitude. She was so easy to talk to. We found that we had many values in common. I remember that when I first met her, she was working in Waikiki as a waitress. This was so that her husband could go back to school and learn about computers. When she talked about her job, I could tell that she enjoyed helping people and making friends with her customers. She was not only intelligent, but had extraordinary interpersonal skills. I remember I was very impressed. I was also impressed with how she treated my mother with such great respect and with such great affection. My husband and I were living on the North Shore, and we didn't see my mother as often as we should have. Jung missed her own mother in Vietnam, and my mother became kind of a substitute. The two became very close friends. I know it meant a lot to my mother to have someone so supporting and so loving so close by. Around the middle of 1981, Jung and I discovered that we were both pregnant with our second children. Our two daughters were born just days apart in March 1982. They have been the closest of friends ever since. I have to say, I have always been struck by Jung's beauty and by what she wore. I wanted to look like her. She got me my first áo dài. I love áo dài. I have over a dozen over the years. It's my favorite dress to wear on special occasions, especially like this one. I was also impressed not only by Jung's beauty and friendliness and optimism, but by her courage and determination. She wanted the very best for her children. My daughter went to a wonderful private school, a school that I had gone to called Hanahau'oli. Before my daughter entered 5th grade at that school, I learned that there was an opening in her class. I encouraged Jung to have her daughter Taihan apply. She did, and Taihan got in. From Hanahau'oli, both girls, Taihan and my daughter Juliet, went on to Punahou. By that time, Jung was a single parent raising her 2 children and working full-time as a translator. At one point, she came to me and said, "I simply cannot afford private school tuition." "Jung," I said, "there's something called financial aid. You can apply for that. It was designed for people like you." She did. Both girls graduated from Punahou, went on to college, and on to interesting and productive careers. In thinking back on my long-term friendship with Jung, I realize how much we have in common, despite being born on the other side of the world from each other. We both believe in optimism, in hard work, in perseverance, and courage, and the importance of the arts. Both our daughters were in orchestra and in the Hawaii Youth Opera Chorus. Both sang in several musical productions. The arts enrich our lives. In conclusion, what is important to realize is that Jung is not unusual. America has been incredibly enriched by thousands of other Vietnamese refugees who risked their lives to come to America. Their courage, determination, optimism, loyalty to America, and loyalty to their own culture has been a wonderful example and inspiration for all of us. Thank you.
We have a very special performance, and the name of the song is like "We Dreaming of the Day Return to Vietnam, a country of free of communists." And one thing very special about this is like if you imagine in Vietnam, we have only 3 regions: the North, the Central, and the South. However, one thing that has been overlooked that we also have another part of the country called the Highlands. So those are my minority. So today we have 4 women with different outfits representing the 4 different parts of the country. And they will perform the song "We Dream of the Day Return to Vietnam." Kính thưa quý vị quan khách, chúng ta sẽ có một cái màn trình diễn của 4 cô nương và mặc theo cái sắc phục của ba miền và người ở vùng Thượng Du. Bài được viết bởi nhạc sĩ Nguyệt Ánh, tên là "Em Vẫn Mơ Một Ngày Về". Xin cho 3 cô nương một tràng pháo tay.
3 cô nương, ta tới 4 đứa lận.
4 cô nương.
4, not 3. Ok, kính thưa quý vị, em là miền Nam.
Dạ, em là miền Trung nè.
Dạ, em là người Bắc ạ. Em là cô gái Thượng.
Nhưng bài nhạc này chúng tôi thấy rằng không phải chỉ có miền Nam Việt Nam mới là "Em Vẫn Mơ Một Ngày Về", mà tất cả là Nam, Trung, Bắc, Thượng. All of us dreaming not only for the South Vietnam. Obviously, Vietnam under communism right now. So the people still live under oppression.
chồng em ca bài quê hương Thành. Rồi mình tới anh đưa em về làng, này bà con đang đến em chào mừng. Hồn quê tưng bừng, muôn chim reo hò, hàng người về sau chiến tranh. Rồi hoàng hôn xuống ta say men rượu hồng, họ hàng trong xóm thay nhau nhen lửa hồng. Sương giang mịt mùng, đêm sâu chập trùng, xóa hàng cừu xiềng gông bão năm.
Em vẫn mơ một ngày nào anh với em chung tình ban đầu, trên quê hương nghèo trâu không chịu già, trước mái nhà vàng bay phấn phơ.
Bên mái hiên ta ngồi chuyện trò, khoai nướng thơ tương tình ruộng đồng. Con thơ ngoan hiền ê a đan vần, VN là Việt Nam yêu.
Rồi ngày con lớn con gác vang tình người, hòa tình ấm con gác vang tình đời. Thay cho cha già, thay cho mẹ hiền, suốt cuộc đời hoa lời ca đấu tranh. Rồi ngày con lớn con đi xây cuộc đời, màu cờ tổ quốc con tô thêm rạng ngời. Quê hương thanh bình, muôn gian yên lành, sống cuộc đời tự do muôn năm. Quê hương thanh bình, muôn dân yên lành, sống cuộc đời tự do muôn năm. Quê hương thanh bình, muôn dân yên lành, sống cuộc đời tự do muôn năm.
Chúng tôi mặc quần áo đẹp nhưng mà hát không có hay. We have beautiful outfits, but we don't sing very well. We are not singers. We sing by our heart. Thank you so much. Thank you, the composer Nguyệt Ánh. She's kind of like my sister. Okay. Lễ, you know that. Okay. Cảm ơn quý vị rất nhiều. Và để tiếp tục chương trình, the mayor of Honolulu, Rick Branchiotti. Yes. Okay.
Well, thank you, first of all, and good evening, and aloha. And I was actually going to say I'll be brief because I'm the last speaker, but I think all of you know Nina well enough to know if she tells you to do something, you do it. So, but I won't go too long, but I do want to thank Gino Casagnetti and Nina for the invitation to be here tonight. I must tell you that I'm really moved by the pride in this room. To sit here tonight between the speeches that have been made and the songs that have been sung and just watching all of you respond and react, it's a real privilege to be here. And I think anytime that I get to show up like this, I show up really as the mayor in the city of County of Honolulu, representing the people of this island. So I want to extend, on behalf of the people of Oahu, a heartfelt congratulations, not only to the Vietnamese community in total, because you are part of our same community, but to VNTV and what it's represented for all the families and all the good that's been done. So let me just tell you a personal story. I grew up in the 1950s. I was born in 1946 in Cambridge, Massachusetts, in an immigrant family, a bilingual family. And in those years, we didn't have Italian television. But I have such vivid memories of my grandmother and my parents listening to the radio for that connection and what it meant for them, living now in a new country, connected to their homelands. And it was a very powerful experience. And I grew up, I think, in a neighborhood where Italian was spoken more than English. And so it left a very powerful impression on me at an early age as to what language and culture means as to how we identify ourselves and the importance of that and why it's really essential to have things like VNTV help perpetuate that culture. Now, I didn't know when I was a kid growing up that what was in front of me later on was 43 years in the media business. I don't know how many of you know that about me, but before I ran for mayor, I was in television for 43 years. And this week marks 20 years since I returned to Hawaii, but I've lived in Hawaii since 1965.